Okay, I'm gonna cut right to the chase and show you some really good corrective exercises for lower back pain, prevention, and correction. So even when you correct your pain, continually do these. So the first one we're gonna do is this, we're gonna lie on our back. What you wanna do is take your ankle, slide down your thigh, so you form like a figure 4 shape right here. Reach up and grab your knee, pull back, and just hold. A minimum of 30 seconds. 60 is probably more optimal, but 30 seconds will be good. Once you're finished, slowly release, switch sides, slide your ankle down your thigh as far as you can. Ideally, reach up and grab your knee, interlace your fingers, and pull backwards. Now, if you lack the flexibility to do that, you're gonna have a figure 4 set up right here. Reach through that triangle that you built. See this triangle? Reach through, grab your knee, take this hand over this leg, then interlace your fingers, and then pull back. If you're already suffering from lower back pain, chances are your back's gonna be really tight and your glutes are gonna be tight too, so you're gonna have to go to this modification. Okay, good. Now your next one is called the bretzel. So now we're gonna take our feet, place them flat on the floor, knees bent. We're gonna lower our legs, I'm gonna spin around a little bit, to one side like this. Now my right leg is on top, I'm gonna pull my right leg across my body, I'm gonna grab my ankle, and I'm gonna put my hand on my thigh. So my hand is gonna be on this thigh, hand on this ankle. And now I'm gonna lie back, pull both your leg and your ankle up toward your body, and then roll your shoulder blades backwards. And try to get your shoulders flat on the ground as you're doing this. And everyone's gonna hold, again, for about 30 seconds minimum. And then flip around to the other side. So this thigh will come across, grab your thigh, grab your ankle. Pull up at the same time, and then try to get your shoulder flat on the floor. Okay, that's your second one. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a range of motion exercise. So we're gonna place our feet flat on the floor again. Now what we're gonna do is lift our hips up in the air. So this is a hip bridge. So that alone right there is gonna help strengthen your erector spinae, the lower part of your back muscles right here, and your glutes as well. Now what we're gonna do is lift our hips up and we're gonna make a circle right here. So we're gonna drop our hips down, come around, and go like this. So this really helps loosen up the connective tissue that's often really tight in your lower hip region, which is gonna contribute to back pain. So not only do we wanna stretch our muscles, but we also wanna create good range of motion in our joints as well. So we're gonna do this in one fell swoop. So you're gonna lift your hips up, make a circle. Just like that. These are all relatively basic drills too that aren't gonna put too much threat onto your existing area that's bothering you. And then you can get fancy and raise one leg up in the air like this, and then switch sides. So each time you do that, you want to hold for a good 1 to 3 seconds. Okay, then you're going to lower your hips. Now, we're going to reverse that whole thing, and we're going to come onto our stomach. We're going to place our hands directly under our shoulders, and we're going to step back like this. This is called the front leaning rest position. Now what we're going to do is simply push back as far as we can, lift our hips up in the air, try to get your heels flat on the ground. Then we're going to reverse it and come up like this. And then we're going to push back up, come back down, push back up. So each time you push up, you want to make sure to keep your legs perfectly straight and always aspire to get your heels flat on the floor, like this. Now at first, you may not be able to do that, but as you go along, even if you do a set of 10 of these, every single time you go, aspire to go a little farther and always look upward and then look down toward your toes. And try to get your head between your arms. So we're going to go here, and we're going to go here. Back and forth. Okay, so I suggest doing maybe a set of 10 of those. Now what we're going to do is go into a upward facing dog position, which is this. And what we did before, lying on our back, we're going to do the exact same thing. So now what we're going to do is bring our hips around like this in a circle, swoop them down, and then come back up. So you're making a big circle right here. And then go the opposite direction. So you want to do about 10 of those each direction as well. And I'll do a front view so you can see my hips actually moving. So we're going to push into a downward facing dog. And then you're going to do a swoop, and then look up, and then circle. So I'm moving in a circular pattern, and then switch sides. Just like that. Okay, last one I'm going to show you. We're going to bring our leg like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit back. So my legs are crisscrossed. See this knee is here? Now what I'm gonna do is bring this leg around, swoop it over to here, and then I'm gonna sit back as far as I can, and I'm gonna hold for a couple seconds. Then I'm gonna take this leg, I'm gonna scoop it around this way, shift it around here, sit back on this side. And then I'm gonna alternate back and forth. And as I do this, I'm moving forward slightly. Swoop it around, sit down, swoop it around, sit down. And then you can go backwards too. Bring this leg around, place it here, bring this leg around, tuck it in right here, bring this leg around, tuck it in right here, and just alternate back and forth. So there you have it. Try those corrective exercises out when you're experiencing lower back pain and see what happens. Hopefully something favorable will. And then once you're over your back pain, continually do those and it's gonna help prevent it. I would suggest doing those drills 3 times a day ideally, but even once is gonna help benefit you. If you have any more questions or comments, you know where to find me, hit me up.